Nora stood on the deck, eyes scanning the endless sea, heart pounding with hope and fear, lost and alone in the vast ocean blue. Her ship had wrecked days ago. She'd managed to cling to a broken sailboat drifting endlessly beneath the scorching sun. The water gnawed, but her will to survive pushed her to gather her courage. She found a small barrel of supplies. Some crackers, a bottle of water. Nights were cold and terrifying. Waves crashed harder, and Nora clung to the mast, whispering her mother's prayers. On the fourth night, lightning lit the sky. The rain poured and Nora caught every drop she could in her torn shirt, but she patched the sail using thread from her clothes and sharp fish bones. A whale surfaced near her raft. Nora stared in awe, realizing the ocean held beauty even in her darkest hours. The sun returned. Her lips were cracked, but she steered the sail with hope toward a dark line that might be land. Seagulls circled above, signs of life. Her stomach growled. Using a metal hook from the wreck, she fashioned a spear and caught a silver fish, thanking it before eating carefully. Days blurred. The sun was brutal. She kept her mind active by naming clouds and singing lullabies she barely remembered. A dark cloud loomed on the horizon. She braced herself, tying herself to the mast with fabric torn from her jacket. Rain lashed her face. Thunder cracked. Her raft bucked wildly. But Nora screamed into the storm, refusing to surrender. As dawn broke, she saw her hands bruised, her eyes sunken. But her raft held, and she was still alive. A shape appeared, a ship. Her heart leapt. She waved frantically, used her last flare, and watched the red light soar. But before help arrived, a dark flag rose on its mast, skull and crossbones. Pirates. Her breath caught. She grabbed a broken oar and crouched low. She would not go without a fight. The pirate ship came closer. Men shouted, ropes flew. Nora held her ground, heart racing, mind focused. "What have we here?" a grizzled man growled, boarding her raft. She didn't speak. She gripped the oar tighter. He lunged. She ducked and struck his knee. He roared in pain. Two more pirates leapt down, furious. Nora backed away, jumped into the sea, and swam beneath the pirate ship, clinging to its side like a barnacle. She waited as they searched her raft, then climbed a rope onto the pirate ship's lowest deck when no one looked. The hold was dark, but she found food, dried meat and biscuits. She ate quickly and hid behind barrels. She heard them arguing. "We'll sell her if we find her." She clenched her fists, then snuck into a supply room. Inside, she found maps, lanterns, a compass, and a knife. Her plan formed quickly. Escape was still possible. At midnight, she crept silently to the lifeboat tied at the back. She untied it, heart hammering in her chest. Just as she pushed off, a voice shouted. She kicked hard, slashing the rope with the knife, sailing into darkness. Bullets hit the water. She rowed desperately, vanishing into the storm as wind and rain cloaked her escape. For hours she rowed. Her hands blistered. Her mind drifted to home, to warmth, to freedom she'd almost tasted. Morning came. The ocean was calm again. She saw land far but real. A tear slipped down her cheek. Birds shrieked above. She kept rowing. Her arms were numb, her body weak, but her soul was on fire. She reached a small cove, crawled onto sand, and kissed the wet earth. Her body collapsed in grateful exhaustion. Rain began again, soft and cool. She let it fall on her, washing away blood, salt, and fear. She woke in a jungle. Crabs scuttled nearby. She fashioned a spear from a branch and caught one to eat. For days she explored. She built a shelter with palms, caught rain in leaves, survived off roots and fruit. One night she saw a flare in the sky. Not hers. Someone else was near. She built a fire and waved leaves. A signal came from across the island. Smoke. She ran toward it, heart pounding with hope and dread. A man stood by a wrecked boat. He was older, ragged, and stunned to see her. "You're real?" he asked softly. "Yes," she whispered. "Are you alone?" He nodded. 3 years, he said. "You?" 18 days. she replied. They built a bigger fire, shared stories, and planned a raft. Two minds now fighting the sea together. Days passed. They rebuilt his wrecked boat using wood, cloth, and hope. It wasn't pretty, but it floated. Supplies were low. They made fishing nets, gathered fruit, and dried meat for the voyage ahead. On the 10th day, they pushed off. The sea was calm, the wind on their side, and the stars above steady. A week later, sails appeared on the horizon. Cargo ship. They waved flags, lit flares, screamed with joy. The ship stopped. They were pulled aboard, given water, food, blankets. Nora wept silently in the captain's arms. She told her story. So did the man. The crew listened in awe. "You're survivors," the captain said proudly. As land came into view, Nora gripped the railing. Her eyes stung. Heart full, soul forever changed. Her mother sobbed when she saw her. They embraced for minutes, neither willing to let go. "I'm so proud," her mother said. Nora smiled. "I didn't give up, even when everything screamed at me to." News of her survival spread. Nightmares came at first. Pirates, waves, hunger. But she faced them like she faced the ocean, with courage. She started writing. Every detail, every pain, every moment of hope, turning her story into words. Her book was published. Nora and the Sea, it said. People cried when they read how she had survived. She returned to the ocean years later, this time on her terms, on a sturdy ship with a crew who listened. Standing at the bow, she looked out and whispered, "Thank you," to the waves that nearly took her. She saw children on board, curious and full of questions. She told them stories of courage, of storms, of stars. "Was it scary?" one boy asked. "Yes," she said, "but I learned fear is just the sea's way of testing your strength." She taught survival skills, navigation, courage, transforming trauma into wisdom. One day, a young girl brought her a note. "I want to be like you, brave, unbreakable." Nora smiled deeply. Her story lived on, not in fame but in every girl who stood firm against fear, wind, and impossible odds. The museum asked for her raft remains. She donated it, saying, "Let it remind others. Survival is a choice, every second." She planted a tree near the shore where she first returned. "This is where I learned I was stronger than the sea." Schools invited her to speak. She showed kids how to tie knots, read stars, and never give up, no matter the storm. A filmmaker approached her. "Your story should be a movie," he said. Nora laughed. "Make sure it shows the silence too."